Good morning. I'm making this video because I personally were having a tough time really understanding what the hype was about all these receivers. You see a lot of good videos, you see a lot of good people out there making some videos, and then when you go online and you start seeing all the big online prices, then you see the small store prices, then you throw in what's been going on lately and the prices rising and lowering and up and down, try to figure out exactly what's the right thing to get. So between a few buddies of mine and me, what you're going to see here today is not all mine. This is a combination of a few buddies of mine, and we're going to do some comparison checks to see. And the first thing I'm going to do is let you know that this right here, this is a typical AR Stoner upper receiver. They do forged. It's strong, it's tough. I'm going to use this kind of as a basic in a sense, where this is my baseline. To where if you buy something, exactly where are you going from there? The first thing I'm going to bring to your attention, this is a Larue. This was purchased this summer. It took a while. There was a waiting list. This is one of their Larue lowers. This is a very nice, high-priced lower. It'll build a very nice firearm. If you notice in the back, there is no set screw to hold down the detent spring. If you notice the bolt release, the bolt catch, it's not screwed. It doesn't run in any various way to be ambidextrous. Now, from my understanding, this lower receiver is going to be built using a Radian charging handle, the Radian Talon safety selector, and probably put a Geisley bolt catch on there, church it up a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. Nothing real special, but this is a Larue, and it's great. And here's a Stoner, typical AR-15 as a Stoner. Boom. There is not really any slop. That's me not able to hold it right, but it's tight, it fits. As a matter of fact, see, trying hard to take it apart. It's actually kind of stiff right there. Alright, so moving this over to the side, here's something that I've never seen. This was bought on sale this past month. It's the Polymer 80 Zombie Green Limited Edition. You have to be very careful with this that you don't put any type of solvents or cleaners on here, because the acetone in a certain degree will really eat away the polymer. So before I even make this, I wanted you to know that I got this really, really clean and degreased and set for a while. I dare not ruin it. It's not mine to ruin. Now I go ahead and put this on. This is, you can see by how I'm doing it, this is tight. This fits. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable fit. Wow. But from my understanding, they're supposed to be like that. Alright, so that's a Polymer 80. This is AR-15, G150, generation. Again, I'm not a polymer guy. Don't know, but I know it was bought this month. Okay, so here's right here. Here's a Palmetto State. This was purchased from a buddy of mine in a package of 3. You know, that crazy deal of 3 that you could get for $100-something. It was something they got. So I'm going to take this AR-15. Nothing fancy. Now he did and used what you can see here as a set screw. He did do the little gunwork set screw idea, and he's thinking about also doing the same for the bolt catch, bolt release. Now right here, this is going to be a good build. This is the Stoner Midway PSA. A little, no, that was me. I didn't have it tight enough. A little bit, but it's, as soon as the pieces get in there and the pins put in there, it's going to be pretty nice. I got no problems with that. It did slide. You saw how that slid, but I saw no issues. It was actually a good fit. Palmetto State. I think this is one of their blemished ones, but we searched and searched, and we really couldn't find anything blemished to the rings and etc. To the grooves, excuse me. Alright, so here is an Anderson. Me personally, this was the first one I ever had. It's a couple years old. being a veteran, I just wanted to get something really basic. I'm not a prepper. I'm not a running gunner. I'm not a builder. I'm not an assembler. This is just me. Where I live, I can go out back and have some fun and target shooting. I'm not on any type of react force or anything like that. Basic mag pull stock, Anderson extension. I believe this grip is a Hogue upgraded. It's comfortable. Got no problems with it. Flip it around. The trigger is definitely just a mil spec. I have one of the cheapest I could find, ambidextrous, to see if it was worth it. Nah, whatever. I got a ambidextrous mag release, but I mean, I'm so brainwashed after 20 years that it's going to take a lot of rounds to practice. My takedown pins are just as basic as they can be. Nothing fancy. And again, Anderson, Midway, Stoner, Top Fit. I'm having trouble because of the pin there. There we go. It fits just nice. There's no spaces. The pins will hold it in just fine. As a matter of fact, flip her around. No issues. Midway AR Stoner. I bought 2 of these. One for my buddy, one for me, because they had them on a deal. You know how that goes. Alright. I like this Anderson. It's not a problem. I love it. I redid the end plate here so that for my sling, just because walking in the snow and walking around places is, need to be able to sling it. Alright. Here's something that a buddy of mine went and did, and I'm not going to complain. I don't know if you guys remember earlier this summer, real early this summer, matter of fact, probably about May, 17 Design, their forged lowers, non-folding stock. They came out with this receiver, and they were selling them $35-40. I know this was purchased primarily online. The sale, $42, if I believe right. They're selling them. I grabbed one. Magpul grip, nothing fancy. Still sticking with your typical Magpul buttstock, nothing fancy. Go back in and around. Firing group. That's just your typical AR firing group. No complaints there. Standard takedown pins. I do have on this side anti-walk pins, only because I saw a video. People were all worried about anti-walk, and I went and got some. Do I know if that's the cat's meow? I have no idea. Again, you're not talking to a running gunner, heavy duty. Listen, I did all that shit. 20 years in the Marine infantry. I'm broke. So I ain't got all the time to invest in all those high-speed, low-drag firearms. And hey, if you do, that's great. But I just wanted you to see what some of the comparisons are if you haven't held one. So this is 17 Design. I don't know what tier 17 Design is. I do know there's a big thing with folding stocks lately. That fits just fine. Put this out of the way. Get my cross rifles there. So, in the end, one thing I do want to tell you, when you go to get a receiver and you're going to work on it, this is a mag pull for a bench clamp, goes in your magazine well. I'm not going to lie to you. This fits real crummy and loose. It really, really does. On all of them, probably except the polymer 80, I'm guessing, because it's tight. But this, I had a hard time. There's a lot of wiggle room. The mill standard, you can argue all you want. Me personally, just me. I could have gotten the bad one. I don't know. It's a mag pull. So, I got this. I am not going to complain about this real Advid. It tightens it up to the bare maximum or minimum, holds it in place, fits snugly. I'm going to tell you guys, if you have to go get one of these and you're like, oh no, I need one, and you got time, I bought this at a local store, Maine Military up there, and I ordered this. I got no complaints from this. If I would have known, I never would have gotten that one. But that's me. Average guy, picked up a firearm, veteran, just wants to have some fun, do some bonding time. I'm also into reloading, so, you got to look forward to that. And along with that, you always want to make sure you have your tools at hand. and you want to invest heavily into your tools. You do it right and it works, but that's where we're at. Now this Larue, the Larue receiver I'm going to have, we're going to work on this, and we're going to do our best as a poor man to slowly build this in a quality, top-notch parts, invest in this slowly, and I'll maybe do a few builds on this combined effort here. But as we speak right now, if you have any issues or concerns or questions, again, I went from 17 design, a forged Anderson lower. The upper for this is an Anderson that goes with it, and I use it for all of my reloads testing. I ain't gonna complain about that at all. It has not let me down, I assure you. Then I got a Palmetto State. Again, this is built into several good firearms. You see all the reviews. I have no complaints from them. Just a little added here, F1 there. The Polymer 80, I can't speak too much on this. I'd have to have my buddy tell you more about it than I could. I'm looking forward to this coming together to see what it is. I don't know what to expect, but I can tell you this is just crazy, crazy light, crazy color. And then we got the Larue, and you probably saw this already. I might edit this part out, but looking forward to this thing happening. As of right now, if you have any questions or concerns, I am not a gunsmith. I'm not an armorer. I suggest you seek one who has that experience. I do. I go to my local gun stores and the armorers, and I speak to people I trust and who have helped guide me along the way of building a few of them. Now, one here that's an honorable mention is an Arrow. Maybe next time I'll bring that out. I got an Arrow upper and lower. That's a different machine in itself. It's very quite pretty. I'll have to ask my buddy if we can demonstrate that on camera. Again, this was done with permission, and take it with a grain of salt. And I look forward to any ideas you would have to say what you would do with this Larue. What direction would you go with this? Barrels, buttstocks, triggers, anything you can think of. I would be extremely interested. Talk to me, let me know, message me, however you can, and I will get back with you. Again, this is from the Maine woods up here, having fun. First day of November. You guys know what happens November and the Marines this month, so keep that in mind. And happy birthday, Marines, if you don't hear me say it before. Have a wonderful and beautiful day. Thank you.